Are you tired of the same predictable tropes in your fantasy reads? I went down the spark of the Everflame rabbit hole, and what I discovered? Penn Cole did something most authors are too scared to try. She made you wait, and she didn't apologize for it. That's why this series is winning, and honestly, it made me rethink everything I thought I knew about what works. Here's what nobody's talking about. In 2026, readers are done with instant gratification. They want something that makes them earn it. Spark of the Everflame isn't trending because it's easy to read. It's trending because Penn Cole refused to play safe. She built a slow burn that actually burns. And there's one scene that proves exactly how she pulls it off. Let me tell you about Diem and Luther. Not the version Book Talk shows you, the real thing. Diem is a mortal healer. Luther is the heir to a dying king. On paper, it sounds like every other enemies to lover setup. But here's where Cole breaks the formula. Think about Fourth Wing. Xaden and Violet have heat from chapter 1. By chapter 10, you're getting stolen glances and loaded conversations. Spark of the Everflame, Diem and Luther don't even like each other for 200 pages. They argue, they clash, she calls him arrogant. He thinks she's reckless. And then there's this scene. Luther heals her hand after she burns it in the kitchens. He just holds it, for medical reasons. And Book Talk absolutely lost their minds, because after 300 pages of nothing, that one touch felt like a lightning strike. This is what Cole understands that other authors miss. When you starve readers of connection, their brains do the work for you. Every glance becomes meaningful, every accidental brush of hands feels electric. By the time you get an actual romantic moment, you're ready to combust. One reader DM'd me and said, "I screamed at a door scene." A door scene. That's the power of delayed gratification. Your imagination fills the space between what you want and what you get, and Cole weaponizes that brilliantly. Okay, controversial take incoming. Luther's protectiveness? Some of you are going to call it romantic, others are going to call it toxic. And honestly, I think your answer reveals everything about what you actually want in a book boyfriend. So here's what I need you to do. Drop your take in the comments. Are you team protective is hot or team that's a red flag? Defend or attack? Go. Because I'm genuinely curious where this community lands. And I have a feeling this is going to get spicy. Now let me show you why this debate matters for the actual story. Here's the moment everything changes. Halfway through the book, there's a fire. A building is burning. People are trapped inside. And Diem, against every rational thought, runs straight into the flames. Not because she's impulsive, but because she caused the fire, and she can't live with herself if she doesn't fix it. This is the scene where Luther sees her completely differently. Not as some mortal he has to babysit, but as someone who fights for what matters, someone willing to sacrifice. And here's why this scene is brilliant. Cole doesn't make it romantic in the obvious way, she makes it human. Luther doesn't fall for Diem because she's pretty. He falls for her because she's brave in a way that surprises him. And Diem doesn't start trusting Luther because he rescues her. She trusts him because he lets her rescue herself. This is the shift 2026 readers are obsessed with. They don't want attraction based on looks alone. They want it built on respect, on watching someone prove themselves worthy of trust. And Cole delivers that in a way most romantasy completely misses. The chemistry isn't just will they, won't they. It's can they even trust each other enough to try. That makes every moment of connection feel earned. Every time Luther uses his magic to protect her without asking for credit. Every time Diem challenges him instead of backing down. It's not about grand romantic gestures. It's about noticing, paying attention to the person the world tells you doesn't matter, and then realizing they matter more than anything else. That's why readers are obsessed with this series. Not because it's easy, but because it makes you feel the weight of every single choice, every look, every almost touch, every moment where they choose each other when they could walk away. Now that we understand why this moment matters, the real question is, what it sets up next. Because Spark of the Everflame ends with Diem's magic exploding, with a crown appearing on her head, with the reveal that everything she believed about herself was a lie. And suddenly, the slow burn isn't just about romance anymore. It's about identity, about power, about what happens when the person you're falling for realizes you're not who you said you were. Penn Cole didn't just write a slow burn romance, she wrote a slow burn revelation. And in Glow of the Everflame, that revelation detonates. The political stakes multiply, the romantic ache becomes unbearable. And the choice Diem has to make? It's not just about love, it's about survival, about choosing between the mortals she swore to protect and the descendant she's falling for. So here's where we are. We understand why this moment matters, but the real question is whether Diem and Luther's connection can survive what's coming. Spoiler alert, it almost doesn't. But I'll show you why that makes book 2 even better.